This video is going to talk about finding the equation of a line that meets certain criteria, just like we did on the last video on 3.4. But the difference is that here the given point is not the y-intercept. And because it's not, I can't just immediately go to y equals mx plus b form. I need something else, right? Because I don't know b. So what I'm going to do instead is use my point slope formula. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to m times x minus x sub 1. And I'm thinking that I have a point, which is going to be my x1, y1. And I also indirectly am being given a slope in this problem because it says my slope should be a slope that represents being perpendicular to this line. So as far as inputs go, I've been given a point, so that's just going to carry right over to my outputs. I don't have to do anything for it, it was given. But what I have to work on a little bit is this right here. I know that my slope is a perpendicular slope to x minus 2y equals 3. So as always, when I go to find the slope of an equation, I got to solve it for y. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract x to the other side. I'm going to divide everybody by negative 2. And I get y is equal to 1/2. This will be positive because I got a negative over a negative. So it's going to be 1/2 x minus 3/2. But you know, I'm not so worried here about this y-intercept. That is not my y-intercept. How come? All I have in common with this line is being perpendicular to it. It does not mean I share the same y-intercept. So what I do share is being perpendicular to it, which indirectly gives me a slope. So if I am perpendicular to this, I need a negative reciprocal slope to 1/2, which is going to be, if this is positive 1 over 2, then I need negative 2 over 1. So my slope is going to be negative 2 over 1. That's another output value, right, that I need for my actual equation. So I'm going to go ahead here, and I'm going to use y minus y sub 1, but my point that I have in my actual equation, or that solves my actual equation, is going to be negative 7 for a y-coordinate. So I'm minusing a negative 7. And my slope we just figured out is negative 2, or negative 2 over 1, times x minus 4. Now, actually, I'm asked down here, which I typically am in these problems, is not only get the equation in point slope form, but write the equation in slope-intercept form, which basically is asking me to solve this for y. So I'm going to go ahead and start here. I'm going to get a plus 7 out of minus a minus 7. I'm going to distribute here. Negative 2x and negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. I'll subtract 7. And my final equation that still meets the criteria that I was asked to meet in the beginning of the problem is y equals negative 2x plus 1. And you can see here that I now also know my y-intercept. But I have a slope of negative 2, right, which is perpendicular to this line. And I also am going to still pass through 4, negative 7. In other words, I bet 4, negative 7 is still a solution to this. Let's give it a try. If I put 4 in there, I'd get 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, and negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. So I still am meeting all my criteria, but I have it in a nice slope intercept form to find any other solutions I might want to find.